My name is Meng. I'm from China, Nanjing Normal University. I'm very pleased to be here to join this forum. The topic of my presentation is enhancement of UV-B radiation on the reproduction and longevity of Brachionus plicatilis. As is shown in the picture, the main point is why we do it, how we did, and what we found. First, why we do it. UV-B radiation has been proved to have different levels of toxic effects on organisms, and how we did. In this study, B. plicatilis was selected as experimental objects to study the effects of enhanced UV-B radiation on population parameters, longevity, reproduction. And what we found, all parameters we counted were vulnerable to UV-B radiation exposure. First, let me introduce it. UV-B is a band of the solar ultraviolet radiation which reaching the Earth's surface has a tendency to increase due to factors such as ozone depletion and climate change. As a kind of natural environmental stressors, UVB radiation has been proved to have different levels of toxic effects on organisms. Considering the complexity of the marine environment and the key role of zooplankton in the food web and energy transfer chain, it is of great ecological significance to evaluate the damage and magnitude of enhanced UVB radiation to aquatic organisms by using zooplankton rotifers as test animals. Brachionus plicatilis is a kind of zooplankton which is widely distributed and at the open feed of most fishes in the ocean. It plays a connecting role in the food chain, and its population dynamics directly affect the fishing productivity in the sea. In addition, it has the advantages of short generation cycle, easy control, and obvious ecological indicators, and is an ideal test organism for ecotoxicology research in waters. In this study, B. plicatilis were selected as experimental objects to study the effects of enhanced UVB radiation on population parameters, longevity, reproduction, in order to evaluate the ecological effects of UVB radiation on B. plicatilis from multiple aspects and to explore the underlying mechanism. Second, materials and methods. The rotifer used in this study were harvested from Shenyang County, Jiangsu Province, China. According to the pre-experiment, the UVB radiation intensity of this experiment is set to 0.25 watts per square meter, and the radiation dose is 0.5, 1, 1.5, 2, 2.53 kilojoules per square meter every day. As is shown in Figure 1 and Figure 2, the population growth rate of rotifer has shown an increasing trend under UVB exposure at low and moderate doses. 0.5, 1.5, and 2 kilojoules per square meter every day, and the population growth rate has been increasing, but the growth rate has gradually flattened. At the ninth day, the population growth rate of the low and intermediate dose group decreased by 0.77%, 10.91%, 28%, and 62.17%, compared with the control group, respectively. In the high dose 2.5 kilojoules per square meter every day group, the population growth rate increased slowly with 9 days, gradually decreased at the 5th day, and basically steadily at the 9th day, and entered the planted bread in the highest dose of 3 kilojoules per square meter every day group. The individual value remained unchanged in the first 4 days, and the population increased negatively after the 5th day. Population densities show the same trend under UVB radiation. The results show that UVB radiation has significantly negative effects on population growth parameters, population density, and population growth rate, and that high doses of UVB radiation can even lead to rotifer population collapse. As is shown in Figure 3, except for the lowest dose of 0.5 kilojoules per square meter every day group, the egg production and being offspring generation of other groups was significantly lower than those in the control group, and they were dose dependent. At the maximum radiation dose of 3 kilojoules per square meter every day, some rotifer individuals experienced reproductive arrest. As shown in Figure 4, 1a and b, except for the lowest dose of 0.5 kilojoules per square meter every day group, the first spawn and journey laying time in the other dose groups was significantly longer than those in the control group and were dose dependent. Under the maximum radiation dose of 3 kilojoules per square meter every day, some rotifer individuals had reproductive arrest, so the data was not statistical. As shown in Figure 4c, the average reproductive and post-reproductive duration of rotifer in the 2 and 2.5 kilojoules per square meter every day groups was significantly lower than that in the control group. The average life expectancy of the 3 dose groups of 1.5, 2, and 2.5 kilojoules per square meter every day was significantly lower than that of the control group. At the lowest UVB radiation dose, 0.5 kilojoules per square meter every day, there were no significant changes in the life history parameters. First screen time and first living time, average lifespan, egg production amount, offspring of citizens weight. It was shown that in trilic experiments, Celia was able to tolerate a central dose of UVB radiation. The main conclusions are as follows. UVB radiation significantly inhibits the life table parameters, population growth parameters, life history parameters of B. plicatilis. UVB radiation will cause serious reproductive toxicity of B. plicatilis. The UVB radiation resistance tolerance that can be accepted by the B. plicatilis is about 0.5 kilojoules per square meter every day. That's all for my speech. Thank you very much.